to work. Morning, how are you today?
Good morning. We're super excited.
Yeah, I'll bet. You got your new travel trailer? Or what is it, travel trailer or motorhome?
Motorhome, a
Okay,
Class C motorhome.
well, that's wonderful. And what kind of motorhome is it?
It's a 2008 Itasca Navy.
Oh, how cool.
It's a 24 foot.
Oh, nice. That's a good size.
It
How
is.
many,
It's perfect.
how many people does it sleep?
Well, it says it sleeps 6, but I mean, that would be 6 people my size. We're just going to, because there's no formal bedroom. So there's a bunk, the dinette folds down, and
Yeah.
then the couch. It's a jackknife couch.
Well, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about how you had it customized for your situation?
Oh my goodness, how'd you know that?
You told me.
Okay. Okay. Well, it also, I'm just letting you know, this is a very special people that we bought this from, that they were willing to add grab bars so I can exit and enter the RV, and grab bars in the shower. And we walked through, he showed us how to, he actually showed us, so I can get in. So he actually showed us to pivot the passenger seat, turn it around so I can sit in that. Ooh, what else did he do? Oh, he changed the lights in here
Oh yeah, for your
for
sensory
me.
problem.
Yes, for my photophobia for sure. Ooh, what else did he do? Oh, they cleaned using a fragrance-free natural cleaner.
Wonderful.
And we went over specifically, so they cleaned with the same product that we use at home. Plant-based, yeah, chemical free. So this literally is my first time in here. So just going down the street, everything's different when, I have everything set up, and then Clay starts driving and things are falling down and moving, and I'm trying to grab things without falling. And we did it. We pulled over, so this is great.
Good.
I was excited to talk with you and get with our listeners, and that kept me motivated. And so I didn't panic because I was focused on getting to you.
I'm excited about your motorhome, and part of it is I'm really excited the way you self-advocated with the motorhome company. I mean, it's something people have to realize. They need to talk about that stuff. That what you need.
It's true. And even we found him online. They're in Sherman, Texas. And I texted him. I just texted, it said call or text. Ralph, I didn't even know. I just texted the number and I said, wow, that 2008 Itasca Navy sure would be great for my stroke recovery. We sure would like to have that. I mean, that's literally what I said. Mel, the owner, he sent the text to his service manager, and they literally started cleaning everything. Get ready for show.
Yeah.
So by the time we got there, I mean, the manager was already ready. He saw me get out of the vehicle, out of the Jeep, and then he saw Clay get the wheelchair out. And I mean, it was great from the get-go. He was already, Chris said, hi, I'm Chris. And then he started going on, hey, we can add grab bars in here. We can do whatever you want. Just because of how I sent the text. And I said, we're on our way from Arkansas to bless your day. I mean, I hadn't even talked to them. This was all by text. It was just
wonderful.
And so that was the hello. It's really the attitude. I was up front with them. They were up front with us from the hello. So it was beautiful. So rather than take it that day, they spent 10 days retrofitting.
Oh, fantastic.
I mean, they changed out the batteries. We have brand new batteries. They changed out the TV. I mean, wow. I mean, oh, wow.
went all out.
They hung the moon for us.
That's fantastic.
I gave them a copy. I signed a copy of the book and gave it to them, the Yes book. And I said,
great.
look, here I am on page, look, I'm on page 101. And they were like, what? Really? And then they're believers too. So every day he would text Clay pictures of what they were doing. Look, we're painting this. Look, we're cleaning this. Is this okay? Every day for 10 days, Ralph. Every day. Because
Amazing.
they were motivated to help us because they heard our story, you know?
Yeah.
And we got it at the price in our budget and
that's amazing.
Everything.
What adjustments have you had to make using a motorhome?
Okay, well, the steps are high.
Okay.
The steps are high, right? So 20 inches. So I practice inside the house. I practice on my steps outside the house. So there's that. I have to, look, I've got all my hats, and this is just for the voyage ride. So
right.
I make sure I have all my tools. I talked to my therapist about it. They went over it with me. Even though I don't have physical therapy, my PT came in, my OT came in, and they went over the checklist. Just like going home from the hospital, when you go over the checklist for your house, they went over the checklist for me here. And it was, again, support. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because you see what I'm saying? So
who would have thought they had some kind of checklist for getting into travel?
Well, I mean, they're like, Roz, you've done this before. You know how to do this. So there's that. And they really just encouraged me. And they said, you graduated from PT, you can do this. So, you know, it's really, Ralph, it's really about like the sleeping thing. You know, we had to go over the checklist. I literally went room by room. Clay and I went room by room. Okay, what do we need? Because, you know, you spend a lot of time in bed that has to be comfortable. And Clay didn't want to bring the pillows, but you know what? I said, we have to protect our heads. You know, you're spending 7 hours sleeping, your head and neck better be comfortable.
Yeah.
Because it'll affect the rest of your day. So it's those adjustments. It's really, it was hard. I made lists and drew pictures and just trying to wrap my brain around this, because even though we lived in one for 3.5 years, you know, it's a different setup here. You know, we're driving, we're not towing our vehicle. This is it. So we can park. It's a smaller size, right? 24 foot. So we can fit in the parking lots and small spaces. So there's that adjustment. Clay already called ahead and we're staying one night over in Fort Smith, Arkansas, after we pick up our son in Texas. So we just really, you know, Clay's great about mapping things out in the logistics. But like I said, just even getting to this point, we're like outside of our neighborhood. It's just everything moving. So I have to really stop plasticity, because everything's moving. You know, at home we have everything situated, right?
Right.
The restroom, I'm sitting here looking at the commode. I'm like, it's shorter. You know, it's smaller. There are no grab bars or anything like that in here. Obviously, I'm not going to be walking around when we're moving. Oh, and I practice my sidestepping, because the aisle, right? We have one slide out and it's closed right now. So the aisle, it's like an airplane aisle. So I did practice my sidestepping for the last 10 days.
Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, I would have never thought of that. Did they adjust? They didn't adjust any widths or entries or anything, right?
No, they can't, because just with the entry, the grab bars going in and out, because those steps are super high. You know, it's electric steps. So when you open the door, the steps go out. So for me, I practiced on the shuttle because it's the same size steps as you would have on a bus.
Ah.
They're high and they're short. like the steps, my whole foot does not fit on the step. So we had to figure out how, Clay and I had to figure out how I would get in and out. So just getting in here, I was like, okay. I mean, the whole time, righty, highty, lefty, lower, grab this. I mean, really, Clay had to hold the door. I had to hold the door handle. And then when I got in, and he's talking me through it. Okay, reach over to your right, get the grab bar that they added, which they did perfectly. And they were great about that. They ordered it. They texted Clay, is this the right one? Clay goes, no, it needs to be a different one. They ordered the different one.
Good.
I mean, they were great.
That's amazing.
Now it takes planning, right? You have to plan, and that was the challenging part, but they were great. They so wanted to help me.
Good.
Oh, and they read the books. They read the book, and we gave them each a copy. We travel with them, except this time I think we're out. And we gave them each a copy, and they read all the stories, and they're encouraged.
Well, we'll get you
know what,
the
Ralph?
new book.
I think with your permission, I think we want to have Stroke Warrior Radio painted on this RV. Seriously, the outside is plain. It's plain white. This RV was owned by a barbecue chef, and all he did, no kids, single guy. He traveled around the United States for barbecue competitions.
Oh, nice. Well, you know what? I can send you the artwork for that, or even SAO's logo and stuff if you want. I'll send you that artwork.
Oh my goodness, that's an idea. Like literally, it's a blank slate. And I think that's what, we don't have to have it perfectly painted. I was just wanted to have it inside set up. We have a full refrigerator and freezer. I mean, it's great.
One of the things you could put on the outside too, and I'd probably put it on the back so everybody can see it, is the beach picture. You on the beach. I think you should put that on. I love that picture. It says so much.
You're so great about that. I don't know how we'll do it, but even Clay said he and I didn't talk about it. And I said, look, it's a blank slate. And they were excited that, here I am, a female, and I wasn't concerned about, it doesn't have the original red dashes and artwork that says Itasca Navy on. I said, no, this is great because we can personalize it. And Clay immediately said, Stroke Warrior Radio. And he just immediately had a vision. I said, that is so hilarious because that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, wonderful. I'll send you the logo and everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I'd love it. Thank you. That's pretty cool. I'm curious about, I don't know how far you've driven in it yet, but is there any sensory issues driving? I mean, like, when you're driving at night, you see that white line, just keep going by, hypnotizing you to sleep. Are you having any issues yet?
Okay, so on the test drive, we were looking at all this. So no, I'm not. Here's the deal. When I'm
right in front.
I'm not. Okay, that would happen if I was riding in the passenger seat. But right now I'm sitting on the couch. I can sit at the dinette, which is, can you describe it, please?
It's halfway back.
Okay, so the dinette booth is halfway back. So I'm further away. They put in a brand new windshield. And I was excited because I told Clay, we took it for a test drive at night. I told Clay, I go, oh my goodness, I can sit back here and the headlights are not hurting my head.
Oh, good.
I'm about a car length away from the front. So that's been beautiful. So I switched to my Theraspecs. I don't have to wear a hat. So there's that. The first thing we tested is the road noise, Ralph, because in the Jeep, it's the road noise that gets me, right? Well, any vehicle. Chris closed the door and that cockpit, this is a Mercedes chassis. Am I saying it right?
Chassis.
It's a Mercedes chassis. So, oh my goodness, it drives like a Mercedes.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. There is no road noise, zero road noise. I
great.
couldn't believe it. And that's when we said, I mean, this is it. And I knew on the test drive because I watched like 10 videos before we even found it. And I watched everything and I said, Clay, oh my gosh, this is the exact one that I wanted. And oh, to tell the listeners, so the latest research for this condition that I have, RCVS, the latest research said that high altitudes, so flying, could cause me to have a stroke.
Okay.
So that's when we started realizing, hey, air travel is too risky for me. Even though I've done it, but it was hard. You know, it would take a week to recover from a plane trip.
Do you
So
have to adjust your map based on elevations that you'll be going through?
No, because
No.
it's more gradual.
no, because it's more gradual, and that would be only, we'll just avoid any, like, we're not going to any mountain ranges.
Okay,
Like, it's high altitude. But so I haven't had to adjust yet, but we'll see because we'll be driving through the Ozarks.
yeah,
So that's something that we'll have to, you know, but like Clay said, we can just pull over
yeah.
and
Well,
adjust.
and you guys are really good at preparing your quote unquote emergency kit on what meds you need to take if something happens or
Yes,
those
sir.
kind of things. So you have a
Yes,
whole
sir.
travel pack that you
Yes,
put
sir.
together, I'm sure, right?
Yes, sir. Blood pressure, cuff meds. Yes, sir. But see, in the plane, like the stewardess was wearing perfume and I can't get away.
Yeah,
I can't roll a window down. I can't walk away. And I wasn't the only one. People were having asthma attacks. I mean, it's terrible. And
Yeah.
here, if I have to use the restroom, that's another thing, using public restrooms with all the sensory issues, the sound, the perfume, all air fresheners, all of that. So now, like Clay said, we just pull over, we can make a sandwich. And we're traveling in our bubble.
yeah,
Like during COVID, we lived in an RV and we traveled we had our own bubble.
nice, nice. Does it bother you at all, like windows open, the change of smells outside at all, or the natural smells don't bother you,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, natural.
Campfires.
Which one? Oh,
Campfires.
just
Somebody said
campfires.
it's burning
You know,
leaves.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, there's a trash burn, so campfires and
Burning leaves.
burning leaves. Okay, I do have to say, now this is a diesel, so the diesel exhaust the first time, Clay was just starting it. It's a diesel, which is great, right?
Right,
Diesel generator, which is also awesome. So Clay started it up to warm it up last week for our test drive. And that got me when I was going up the steps.
okay,
So I should have had my mask on one, but even the mask, you know, that's hard to get around that diesel exhaust. So he just adapted. And today he didn't do that. He didn't start it up until after I got in.
oh, good,
And then he started up, nothing. So here I am. And then here we've got blinds. So like right before we called you, he adjusted the blinds. You know, some were too bright, etc. So that's usual. At home, I still have to do that. We live at a lake house with large panoramic windows. So even during the time of day, I literally go through and I adjust the blinds and the lighting. So that's normal for any new space for me.
right.
So that's been beautiful. But like, you don't hear any road noise right now, do you?
No, none at all. None at all. It does
I
sound
know,
like you're
I
in a
don't
bubble.
either.
Oh, there's a rat behind you. A white rat.
Hey, you made me look. Hey, that's not true, everyone.
Oh, it's a
That's my
dog. Oh,
service-
okay.
That's my service dog. She's a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You got me. Oh my goodness. You got me. Golly. Oh my
Yep.
goodness.
Your trip, So you don't have to worry about hotels now, right?
Right.
Restaurants, you really don't, I mean, you want to stop at some, but you don't really, you can do all your own cooking and stuff there, right?
Correct.
Okay. Um, and you're going to Texas, picking up your son, and then you're going
Yes,
where?
from middle school.
Oh,
And then we're
for
going to,
Thanksgiving break, yeah.
yes. We have them for how many days? 9.
9.
We have them
9.
for 9 days, so this is going to be great. And then we drive,
Fantastic.
and then we'll head to Missouri to Branson. Now the Christmas lights, I mean, I texted them, I called them, I asked them about, how long is the drive, got details. Clay
Right.
did research, internet research, and we compared notes. So I have an idea where I'm going to sit in here, and I brought all my different glasses and my hats accordingly. So
Right.
that, and we buy tickets online so we don't have to deal with in-person tickets, because I don't know what fragrance or hand sanitizer with fragrance that person's going to have. So we limit, you see, it's very simple. I mean, the world has changed since COVID. So I have to say it's easier because people already have the, no contact procedures in anyways. So that's going to be a beautiful thing. And I always look for that. It'll say, due to guidelines, we still require masks. I look for things like that. So, because those are all safety measures to keep everyone safe. So that's a beautiful thing for us. It's less stress. The airports are not like that anymore. The airplanes are not like that. So,
Okay.
so this is going to be great. I can spend my time enjoying, we're going to play games. We're going to have our family time. We're going to eat. Clay just brought in fresh duck eggs before we left. So he's going to be cooking eggs, the whole weekend, which is great. So we're super excited. We're super excited.
I chuckled a little bit inside when you said less stress. Let's talk to Clay.
Okay. Yeah, he's not on camera. That's true.
Less stress, is that right?
Clay.
Is that right, Clay? Less stress?
Clay. Is this less stress?
There is less stress than trying to do air travel, but still, the setup can be exhaustive.
Yeah.
Like I worked 5 hours last night on it and 3 hours this morning.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Are you limiting yourself on driving time for yourself and or?
No, because we have a really tight schedule.
Oh, okay. So be careful. Get some rest somewhere there.
Well, I mean, he is, and that we're going to drive 4 hours to Texas and then drive 4 hours and then spend the night in Fort Smith.
Oh, well,
So
you'll have a break then.
Yes, he's not driving the straight 12 hours, but then he said that he will pull over if he needs to and take a nap.
Okay. That's
So
good.
he is good about that. So he will do that.
Well, and we'll ask him next week whether you have time limits on how much you can travel as a passenger there,
Okay.
right? Yeah,
Yes, sir. I'll take note.
I'm curious to hear that, because me, when I'm driving long distances, I start getting pains in my left side, which was the affected side, and it starts being, annoying.
Right.
Roz would, when she would be in the passenger chair.
Yeah.
But that's why she travels laying down on the couch. She finds that eliminates 90% of that issue.
Yes.
Are there any safety restraints for while you're doing that for her?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's seat belts.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was surprised. I said, "Oh, so the booth has seat belts?" Yes, there's seat belts everywhere, which that was a pleasant. Did they add any?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize they did all that. That's fantastic. Good. Wow. I'm so jealous. Like I told you before.
No,
I'm so
don't be,
jealous.
because we're gonna come see you someday.
Oh, I'm counting on it next spring.
Yes, sir. We're gonna come see you, and we're gonna take a ride.
Good.
We'll drive you around. We'll go pick up other stroke warriors, and
There you go.
we'll have a party in here. The party
Yeah, there you
bus.
go. Actually, I'll probably fly out so I can help you drive out, Clay.
See? Oh my gosh, Clay, that would be awesome. And
Wouldn't that be great?
he doesn't trust anyone. So I know he'll trust you. We trust you. Absolutely. It'll just cost you an Italian dinner. That's
Oh,
it.
I'm planning on cooking all kinds of Italian dinner when you guys come. I'll make my own sausage and pasta and everything.
Oh sausage is the easiest meat to digest and chew.
Wow.
Yeah, that is, yes. They told me that, and they taught me that in the hospital. I tried to eat chicken. I choked on chicken. Yeah, especially those of us who have dysphagia.
Yeah.
Sausage is the easiest meat to chew and it breaks down and digest.
Well, when I grind my pork, I grind it fine, and I make Italian sausage, ground Italian sausage.
Oh, yes. You're
So,
speaking our language.
yeah. So what else has been going on with you guys this week? Or
Oh my
this couple weeks?
goodness. That's a lot. Therapy went well. Substitute teaching, we talked about that, right?
Oh no, we haven't talked about that. How'd that go?
Oh my goodness. It went okay, so middle school, right?
Right.
So they have 7 periods where they change classes. So periods 1st through 6 went great. The kids were beautiful. That 7th period, they came in crazy. I was fine till they started flicking the lights on and off. Oh, and the teacher had a Glade plug-in in there.
Oh.
Which my service dog alerted me to. Yep. So I stayed at the other end. I had my mask on. I had my meds in my pocket. Because substitute teaching, all the rules have changed. You can't even high five the kids.
Oh wow.
You can't break up a fight. A fight started, and I was in the wheelchair, and I didn't say a thing. I just locked eyes with the 2 boys that were getting ready to fight. And again, that happened 7th period. The beginning of the day was beautiful. The staff was amazing. The kids were great. So I discovered that I love kids. I mean, I knew I loved kids in the age group, and they were very, oh, take us to the gym. I said, no, it's not on the schedule. I go, why do you want to go to the gym? All substitute teachers hate kids, so they just take us to the gym and let us run around. And I said, no, I love kids. That's why I'm here. And they literally jaw dropped, and they went and sat down and did their seat work. So it was wonderful. A career class. It went great. It went great. But I can't. So they call me. I have 6 emails a day to come in. Now the trick is, Ralph, since I don't drive like you, I don't drive. Clay drives to work. He went back to Raytheon full time. So I can't get to the school because they'll call me last minute, or they email me last minute, right? Because teachers don't like missing school. We don't.
Yeah.
Because those are our kids. So it's hard. So if that teacher wakes up sick, or if her kid or his child wakes up sick, right? They have to call in. So they call a substitute. And it's through it's like a temp agency, but it's an agency for substitutes.
Right.
So I'm hired by the agency, which is great. They have all these benefits. I enjoyed that. And I have to say, they have their call system is good, but I don't have a way to get there.
Oh boy.
I mean, it made me cry yesterday because they called me 3 times, and they were desperate, and I just broke my heart. I said, I'm sorry, I don't have a ride to get there. And then what, like transportation, the shuttle that I take to get to my therapy, I have to schedule that 72 hours in advance.
And even if you pre-schedule and then cancel, you get charged for the cancel, right? If you last minute cancel,
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because it has to be a 24-hour, cancel.
have you looked at any of we talked briefly about maybe looking at some online tutoring or something. Have you looked at that at all?
Yes, sir. Yes, I did, and I interviewed.
Oh,
Yeah. I
Cool.
interviewed online. Yes.
nice. Well, I wish you the best on that one. I think that would be a great one for you.
Thank you.
So I think that about wraps us up for today, but I want you guys to have a safe trip. You're in my prayers. and
Thank you.
thoughts. And I
Okay.
look forward to talking to you again next week.
Okay. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Have a good one, guys.
We will. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Stop recording.